All right, let's do Crazy Town. G. Psaki says Biden's hard to keep up with. That's hard to believe. Let's roll it. All right.
Welcome to a more full briefing room. Double the fun is what I've been saying this morning. Good, you laughed. Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
Thanks, Jen. Are U.S.-based airlines safe to fly over Belarus right now?
Are U.S. airlines safe to fly over? There's not been an update, I don't believe, by our airline industry or by those who monitor the airline industry in the government in terms of giving new assessments or new recommendations on that, and I'd certainly defer to them.
Well, what's the president's approach right now in response to what occurred over the weekend?
Sure. Well, first let me say the president was briefed. He's been kept abreast, of course, but he was briefed this morning during his PDB by his national security team. It is. Let's see, and that we continue to believe that's absolutely the right approach and the right steps as it relates to preventing Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapon. We know because we have been through this journey before that this is going to take some time, but the alternative would be not pursuing diplomatic negotiations and accepting that we won't have visibility or access to an understanding of Iran's capabilities like we have, which would be similar to the situation we've had over the last couple of years. He is quite open to a range of mechanisms for paying for these proposals, including raising the corporate tax rate to a lesser lesser percentage. It's all about how you pay for it, right? So it's a matter of numbers.
You've cut the proposal by 550, but a lot of that is going into other bills. So is it really a cut if you're planning on putting that money elsewhere in other legislation?
Some of it is, not all of it is.
Can you just give us a sense of the White House's view of that report that the Wall Street Journal cited?
In terms of the report, which was specifically about individuals being hospitalized, we have no means of confirming that or denying that. I mean, it's not a report from the United States.
I think the Journal cited a U.S. intelligence report. So that would have been a U.S.
Well, I don't have anything more on a U.S. intelligence.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Our objective is ensuring that we are investing in a sustainable way to ensure that we can create a system that's creating millions of jobs while also, protecting our environment over the long term. We're looking forward to hearing a counterproposal from them. We also, as any White House does, continue to talk with, maybe I shouldn't say any White House, our White House does, continue to talk with a range of members. I do not believe so. Let's see. I can get back to you, though, on more specifics about where the funding comes from.
A lot of the Senate Republicans over the past weekend said the bigger problem is not necessarily the dollar figure, but more
He's my new favorite guy.
Infrastructure and just massive disagreement there.
He's not even supposed to be.
Do you agree with that characterization of where talks are right now?
He is all of us.
I think that's a little perplexing. I mean, we're calling it the American Jobs Plan, right? There are a lot of areas of this bill that are maybe not in the traditional sense, but guess what? It's 2021, and we need to modernize what we think about infrastructure, what we mean by it, and at the end of the day, what we're just trying to do is create millions of jobs.
For me, what more can you tell us about the president's health regime? We hear he's lifting weights. What sort of weights is he lifting? Does he have a personal trainer? And what happened to his Peloton bike? Did he bring it to the White House?
I didn't know where this was going, but I'm intrigued by it. I will say I have nothing to read out on the president's private exercise regime, but I can tell you, having traveled with him a fair amount, sometimes he's hard to keep up with. We're waiting for a really tough news day for the cat, so I've now let you in on my secret.
She stinks.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Yeah, he's really
Does a job like that pay?
He's hard to keep up with.
It's hard to keep up with.
He's hard to keep up with.
If you're a snail.
If you're falling down a flight of stairs, he's hard to keep up with.
Yeah, or you're his stenographer. He's hard to keep up with. Very hard to keep up with.